everyone, welcome back to Redbanditracing, and in this video we'll be installing the high output off-road light kit for the Traxxas MAXX. This is Traxxas MAXX version 2, the wide Maxx, and I believe this is the same because you're just putting the light kit on the bumpers. It comes with the front and rear bumper light kit LEDs, 8 zip ties, 2 screws, and the LED module. As you see, there are 4 ports and 3 wires, 2 on the back, 1 on the front. So I believe that extra outlet, port, is for an additional LED item. Also, if you have your Traxxas link and the app, you can control your LEDs from your phone. There are multiple settings that I will be showing you guys once it's installed. Let's get into the installation. So as you see, here's your module, your front and rear bumper, zip ties, and screws. The module is going to sit right here with the wire facing the battery tray, and the wires are going to feed through both shock towers. And for the rear only, there are 2 little hook-like squares that are meant for the wire to pass through, so it is less in the way and less likely to be torn apart while bashing. For here, the wire will just go right along here and zip tied here and here. You can also zip tie them to here to avoid the wire being too far down into your battery tray. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off the bumpers. I'm using the MIP screwdrivers for this video. All 4 screws for the bumpers are a 2.5mm hex, like the one I'm using. Should pop right off. I know some people like to throw away their bumper after putting on the LEDs, but you really shouldn't, because you never know if you got a bad LED from the factory or it just breaks, then you're out of a bumper. So it's just best to hold on to these parts. The rear is a bit harder just because the wheel bar is in the way, but you can just push it right back down. And that's off. You're now going to put on, I'm going to put on the front first, just because it's 1 wire. Just be a lot quicker to put on. These are going to go on the same way. Just pop them into place and screw them in. The LED box does not come with replacement screws for the bumpers, so you can just reuse the old ones. Now the rear bumper, just fish this through and pop it right back in. There we go. Now is the most time-consuming part of the installation, but still very easy to do. To connect all of your wires and zip tie them. We're just going to start off by throwing on the link module. Right, like that. It's not really going to click, so it's best just to put 1 screw in before lining up the second one. There we go. I'm not going to finish it, I'm just going to throw in this next one. There we go. Now this is going to go into your ESC. Let's flip the car around. As you see, right in there is going to go be your link module. This little mark right here tells you that that little bump on the module wire is going to be facing towards the front of your car. Now what I'm going to do is have a pick. Turn this off. Have a pick to pry this open because it is a bit difficult to put in this wire. I think that's in. Yep. And for this wire, I'm probably going to attach it to the rest of the ESC wires, just so it's not in the way. But before I do that, let's just plug in all these. And I think, yeah, I made a mistake right there. I should have plugged in the LED wires before I put in the module, because there's not much room to plug in a wire because of the motor. So a little setback. So as you see, this is all color coordinated. Red is C, white is A, and then blue is D. I'm not fully sure what B is, but I believe it is a roof light for the Maxx, or maybe a chassis light. Now we're going to zip tie them. I'm gonna start from the front and move to the back. Your first zip tie is going to go right here, under this part of the brace. Make sure not to fully close the zip tie because it could tear the wire. Make sure there's always a bit of movement. And if you do make a mistake and need to take off the zip ties and they're too tight, it's gonna be really hard to get those zip ties off. Next zip tie is gonna go right here. What I'm gonna do is bend the zip tie to a point right there. A bit easier to pull up. Use pliers. There we go. And I lost it again. There we go. Got it. Oh, almost dropped it again. There we go. Next zip tie is gonna go right beside it in that other crevice right here. Gonna do the same thing, bend the zip tie and pull it up. There we go. Yep, if you see that, it can move back and forth. That means it's not too tight. Next, you're gonna want to get the light, this hook right here. The zip tie is gonna go through that, and the wire is gonna pass down here. Then it's gonna go up to this shock tower, and the last zip tie will go right here. On the instructions that you probably haven't read since you're watching this video, it shows you the locations for all the zip ties, and it only has 6 locations, but I'm going to do 8 because I would like to have this zip tied down to these 2 wires because there's a lot of room. This is a bit harder to do. This is probably the hardest zip tie to throw on. Get the angle right, yeah, right here. There we go. Flip this around. I'm gonna pull these. I'm just gonna slide this through. There we go. I might get an extra zip tie just for this, because yeah, there's a lot of extra room. This part isn't necessary, but I feel like it would help protect the wire if you would zip tie them to this wire. So I'm gonna do that. Especially since I do a lot of bashing on this channel. I really don't want the LED kit, to break the wires off the LED kit. Do the same thing for this wire. These all seem good. I think this will, no, that's a bit too much. So I have another zip tie I'm going to use, but this last one from the box I'm going to use to get all of these together. This is a lot of wire, and that still is a lot of wire. Probably get another one right there. So I'm gonna go get 2 more zip ties. Okay, so I got 2 zip ties. I'm gonna just quickly throw on this one. It's kind of like the same as the front. I'm gonna wrap around this little arm of the chassis brace. Well, not chassis brace, bumper brace. So much extra wire, it's gonna be hard to throw on. I'm gonna try to get the wire lower, just so during wheelies or big jumps it doesn't get caught up in the body and get torn. Just like that. Bit of wire showing. I don't really like that. That's probably going to be as good as we can get it. So now I'm going to clip off all the extra ends of zip ties. I'm going to cut this one a bit lower, and then after that, we are good to go. Oh, we got this one. They are ruining my video. Guys, hate in the comments for whoever's driving that car. Okay. Close this. There's nothing getting caught. This is gonna stay down. That seems good. That's in. Yep, good to go. So what I'm going to do now is get the app ready, and I'm gonna throw in a battery because this runs off your battery. So with this LED kit, you're gonna have a bit less battery for your car, just because this is taking up a bit of extra battery. So I'm gonna go get a battery real quick and see its modes. Alright, so what we're gonna do is turn our remote on, turn on our ESC, and there's the lights. Front light, we got the red light. Now let's see what these modes are. So I'm in the app, it says my Maxx is connected. You're gonna go to garage, lights, and as you see, you have this full thing. This, you can turn that off, turn it back on, high beam, low beam. Timer goes off. Alright, windshield, that is the extra LED, the windshield light. It will go, I assume it goes here. Especially with the new body. Look how good that looks, if the body was on right. Now there's daylight, where that light is off, and that light is off. And there's high mode, where both lights are max. As you notice, all these adjust for you. Daylight, all lights are off, except your brake light. When you're going forward, there will be no light during daylight, but if you want to brake, you'll just get the red light. If you would like to reverse, you'll get the white reverse light. During high, both lights, you still have your brake light. You always have your brake light. You have your brake light and your reverse light. And then for low, it's the same thing as high, just as you can guess, it's lower light. So if you guys found this video informational and I was able to help you guys with your installation, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be doing a lot of bashing with this truck. And our next LED might be the Rustler, or it might even be the Bandit, because now with the new Bandits are all coming out with the front LEDs, and we plan on getting that for the Bandit, because going 70 miles per hour at night is going to look really cool. And the Rustler has the roof light, which I'm really excited about. So if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.